All right, and welcome to another edition of The Dry Truth. I'm your host, Brandon Webb. Thank you for joining us this week. I'm excited to be back in front of this microphone and tell you about the 2 weeks that I've had off and encourage you as you continue to move forward, and myself included, in our sober journeys in life. This week, we will be talking about our topic of self-care. I think that's an important thing to discuss. I'll give you a little update on my child. If you're interested, great. If not, just hit the skip button. I think it'll do 15 seconds ahead for you. And then we'll jump into a new beer that's out on the market from our friends at Wellbeing. You can order it directly from those guys. I'm sure they'll have it in some of our stores and favorite websites very soon. But it is called Liquid Rain IPA. And let me tell you, it is a fantastic beer. We'll talk more about that here shortly. But before I make you wait any longer, let's jump into this edition of The Dry Truth. And let me tell you about a little bit of self-care. Well, folks, self-care, it can mean a lot of things. Am I talking about washing your armpits? No. Am I talking about blow drying your hair and looking nice when you go out on the street? Well, maybe a little bit of that. And we always want you to wash your armpits. But what I'm talking about is knowing yourself, knowing that people are looking around at you, and knowing that you have to be that pillar of sobriety when you decide that you're going to be in sober living. Well, what do you mean by that, Brandon? How does that affect me? Well, there's some things that I think I have to speak for myself. I have to speak for our sober community. When you are in a sober path in life, you have to choose to look for ways to continue to be sober. And what I mean by that is you can't run from your addiction. You can't hide in the corner and think that you're going to drink this beer or you're going to take this hit of meth or whatever, and you're gonna be able to get past without anybody seeing you. Because let me tell you, you're not invisible. Whether you want to be invisible or not, you are not invisible. People see you every day. Even if you think you're hiding from people and hiding from your addiction, you are visible to the community. So make sure that you're being that pillar of sobriety. It's a badge that you have to wear. And you may think, well, no, I don't have to wear that badge. Well, then you need to reevaluate your sobriety. I hate to be the person to tell you that, but if you don't think that people are looking at you and understand that you are working on yourself, people want you to fail. There's just going to be that crowd out there that wants you to fail. So people think that, oh, he's sober. That'll be a while. That he'll fall off that train. He'll fall off that wagon. You've got to prove them wrong every day. You've got to prove them that you are the pillar that you say you are. You've got to know that everybody's looking at you. You've got to practice your sober living daily. You've got to understand that you're not sober just for yourself, but you're sober for a community of folks that are fighting for you too. I want to see you do well. I want to see myself do well. And mostly, we all know that we have a problem, and we have to encourage each other and stay together and know we're visible by the people that see us every day. When you tell that first person that you're not drinking alcohol anymore, you've started that process. So understand that sobriety is a very visual thing. People are looking at you every day. They're looking at you for maybe their path. You know, they may understand or think that they're in that corner and they just haven't come out to say it, but know that they are looking at you. Not planning to hide things is very important. Make sure that you're living your life understanding that truth is the most important thing in any relationship. Tell the truth. Tell what you've done wrong. If you've done something wrong, ask for forgiveness. People know that failure is going to occur at time to time. You just want to make sure that get back on your horse and ride down that road. I myself, have made mistakes through my sobriety. I've fallen off the horse before. You have to get back up and start over, and that's all you can do. Well, enough about our topic this week. I do want to encourage everybody to focus on that and be thinking of ways to improve your self-care so that folks see you in the community as a pillar and somebody that's doing good for themselves. I wanted to mention our new baby boy, Henry Scott Webb, born on April the 28th. He was the cause of this little absence for the past couple weeks. He's a 9-pound, 11.5 child, 21.5 inches long. Weight check the other day, he's at 10.2 pounds. So if there's any college recruiters out there listening, football teams, go ahead and write Henry Scott Webb down on your scout report for, I guess it would be 2033 or somewhere. You need to start looking at him because he's going to be an athlete. My wife is the athlete of the family. I'm pretty sure he's already kicking and knocking down things, and he can move his head around freely. So he's got her genes. Just go look at her for the scouting reports. I couldn't balance on a flat surface if that were possible. So I'm out of that scope, but I'm going to let him run wild with the athletics group. So be listening, be watching for more to come on that. He's happy and healthy. Mama's happy and healthy, and we're doing great. Thank you to the folks that are listening that have stopped by and brought food, text messages, words of encouragement, all those great things. We appreciate that. So thank you so much. We're going to jump into the best part of the conversation, in my opinion, which is the beer tasting. I love these beer tastings, and I love getting out there and talking about some of these craft brewers that are in the community. Wellbeing Brewing is one of the original beers that I found. They've got several different beers that they keep in stock, and you can order from them directly. One of the favorites I have that I have not gotten to review yet on the Dry Truth, but I plan to shortly, is their Golden Wheat. I do find that to be one of my favorites. And they also, I would say above that one is their IPA, which comes in a tall boy can, a 16-ouncer, and I really do like that one the best. I would put that one up there in my ranking close to Sam Adams in the top. But I'm going to also show you the one that I think falls above the IPA and in between the Sam Adams and the IPA of Wellbeing. And it is their Liquid Rain limited edition. I think they've put it out mainly for the mental health awareness. They went into a partnership with Hands Brewing and brewed this El Dorado hopped non-alcoholic IPA. So let's get a good look at it. You may have seen it already on their Instagram page, but it is Liquid Rain Indiana Pale Ale, and boy is it just a delight. It is a great beer, and I like it. I've had the pleasure of drinking a couple of these already. These guys get this shipped out to you very quickly. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in the glass here. But Wellbeing, I found them probably 3 or 4 years ago when I kind of started my sober journey. Excuse me. But they have put out several beers, and they do a subscription based. But Jeff Stevens is their founder, great dude. Reached out to me if we've had issues. I did have a little issue on a shipping, but no problem there. Resolved it quickly, and we got back into it. But this beer, the Liquid Rain, it does have some pineapple notes, some apricot, peach, and I think it has really a flavor that corresponds with the Sam Adams, not just the haze. So if you're looking out for something, if you like the Sam Adams Just the Haze and you want another beer to put in your refrigerator that's kind of like it, take a look here. If you're on the YouTube page, take a look at the color of that beer. That is a good golden IPA Indiana Pale Ale. Let's have a sip. Oh, yeah. You can really taste those tropical notes there. The peach is prevalent and the pineapple. The apricot's kind of on the back end. These beers and what they're doing in the non-alcoholic community is just amazing. I'm going to... The hops... Excuse me, I had a little bit run down the glass. If you saw that, I got to lick the glass. But if you notice, these beers that have a little bit of fruit in them and they're IPA, they're not as hoppy. So somebody that is not drinking an IPA because they don't like that hoppy flavor, I would encourage you to try one of these, more of the fruity side of the IPAs. This is a perfect one to try out. The Liquid Rain, I mentioned earlier, the Sam Adams, and then there's another one out. Klosthaller's Grapefruit. That's a fruit and beer. It's a juice mixed with beer, basically. But that's a good one for somebody that's looking for something a little different. Get out there and try these guys. Don't forget our friends at nabrews.com or nabrews.com. They've got a promotion code out there for anything you order. Dry Truth 10 will give you some percentage off. They're also running specials from time to time, so make sure you get you a deal when you go out there. Always check out Total Wine. Excuse me again, I've got a little bit of cough this week, but probably from lack of energy. But I encourage you guys to remember to be that pillar in your community. Try some of these great NA beers, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank y'all all for the support. Love you all.